Welcome back to my YouTube channel with Agatebay. Today I am not talking about a specific terminology like in previous videos, but I will be talking about a specific location. Today I will be talking about Baker Ranch Agates from Deming, New Mexico. The Baker Egg mine has been producing agates for many decades. I think it was first mined more than 40 or 50 years ago. It changed owners several times. The most famous miner for these agates was the Geode kid. The mine has been filled in, so there was pretty much one medium-sized quarry where there was a large pit where they used to mine with an excavator, but the layer with the agates, the good quality agates, went down inside the mountain very deep. So the miners decided that it was not worth the financial risk to mine deeper down in that area, because they would have had to take away like a very large overburden to get back to the place where the good agates were. So instead they decided to fill in the entire pit. There's only very few minor digs that are like in the top layers around the area, but nothing anywhere close to the quality of pieces you can see here. Most of the pieces have been found at least a decade ago. A lot of these pieces are actually from my father's collection. My father probably had one of the worldwide best collections from this location, and he bought several collections when he was still actively collecting, but now at the end of last year I bought his entire collection, so now I ended up with all his beautiful pieces. There's another collection where these 4 pieces came from, and I will just explain a little bit about individual pieces, what the more common colors are, what the more rare colors are, what rare features are. And I will probably just start with this one, because this one has a combination of 3 rare features in Baker Ranch Thunder Egg agates. You can see it has the pseudomorphs here at the bottom, you can see it has the combination with the water level banding, and you can see it has a smoky quartz amethyst filling. Amethyst actually does happen sometimes, but not very often, and it's very, very sought after and usually increases the value of the stone by a lot. So some of the most valuable pieces you can see here, they will also have some amethyst in the centers. But 3 rare features in one specimen, very unique one for sure. Another rare feature that we can see sometimes, some of the crystal drusies in the Baker Ranch agates, they are filled with super fine tiny crystals that are just sparkling all over the place. And the term they're using for this kind of feature locally is called cinnamon bowl. Another very interesting piece is actually this one, because it has incredible chromatography in the specimen, and yellow color is actually extremely rare in these Baker Ranch agates. And you can see the color change was probably caused by this area here where the stone has been fractured and the color was able to get inside of the stone and just color around this area here. Probably the original color in this piece was this kind of greenish, gray, black, white combination in the stone, and the color change came in later. While chromatography does happen sometimes, it is still one of the more rare occasions to actually find it. It also makes, of course, a much more valuable specimen out of it, because it brings more color into a stone that would not have the colors if it didn't have the chromatography. So another specimen which I really like is this perfectly symmetrical agate with this beautiful pink and red, and it's more of the typical size of Baker Ranch agates. So most of these Thunder Egg agates are in a size of around 2 to 3 inches. So even this one here is already on the larger size of specimens, and having a super high quality piece like this will definitely cost you some money if you would like to get one for your collection of this quality. Yeah, very cute little piece, also with probably a tiny amethyst druzy in the center, and yeah, just a very nice little piece. Also here you can see another specimen with chromatography, where one section of the agate is filled with red agate banding and another section of the agate is filled with this orangey yellowish agate. Also here on the outside of a lot of these Baker Ranch agates is just so beautiful, because it's so bubbly. It is just honestly really nice to look at. I mean, look at the variety. There's a reason why they're considered probably some of the highest quality thunderite agates in the entire world, because there is not many places where you have this variety of colors, and yeah, it's just incredible. So this is a specimen, I would say, which has the rather kind of typical colors you can find in Baker Ranch agates. So red is actually one of the most common colors you will find in Baker Ranch agates, but here with this deep purple amethyst, this is definitely a very special piece as well. And yeah, great agate, great contrast. And one of the highlights is this specimen here. It is a specimen pair from my father's collection, and I mean, it must have just been mind-blowing to cut a piece like this, because from the outside you cannot see anything, and then you get this. This is just an incredible piece, with the chromatography, the fine banding, the tiny bit of pseudomorphs at the bottom of the stone, the very strong deep purple amethyst center. So this is a spectacular piece for the location. Although I would probably say these are some of the more typical bands as well. So I would say the most typical colors you will find in Baker Ranch agates is the red color, white, gray, with a little bit kind of soft pink color, as well as black and white. So yellow is one of the rarest color overall in Baker Ranch agates. There was apparently one spot where they would also find this green banded agate, which is also extremely rare these days, and some of them actually have, I think it will not be visible in the video, but they have parallax in the green banding as well. That is something really rare to see, the green agates over here. And this is another extremely nice piece where it has these incredible stalactites inside of the druzy. So this is just like a cave with the crystal stalactites that have grown inside of this cavity. And you will find pieces where there's like small stalactites, or where it looks like a little bit like stalactites, but they have been filled with quartz. But having freestanding stalactites like this are very rare. This is another special piece because it has different features that are rather rare. The colors, I would say, are kind of somewhat typical, but if you look very closely here in this section, you will notice that it has a tiny bit of water level banding, which is extremely rare in Baker Ranch agates, and in combination with the amethyst. Another one that is just incredible is this piece. The colors are just so striking, with the yellow, which is my favorite color, but also in combination with the red and this, I think it's a tiny bit of amethyst in the center as well. The size is extreme in this one too. It has a little bit of parallax in some of the outer sections. It's just unfortunate that it also has a few of these hairline cracks in it. But nevertheless, very, very high quality piece. Another piece that I like a lot, and the last one I have of the Baker Ranch agates today, it changes the entire color of the stone in a specific section. So I really like this one because it still has so much contrast, but still the very visible chromatography where you can see the color change from white to black. I hope you learned a little bit about the specific things in this deposit, and if you're looking forward to buy some of them in the short future, I will be putting up some pieces on my website. So I hope you enjoy them as much as I do, and stay tuned what's coming. If you enjoy the content with agates we are producing, please consider leaving a like and a comment for this video on YouTube, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more of our future content.